Oh! Hello, welcome back to the ODDPROPHET YouTube channel. You're doing frequency shifting all wrong. How many times have you been wrong? So many times. That's why I've made this YouTube channel, to help you not be wrong at sound design ever again. In fact, I'm so close to hitting 10,000 subscribers on this YouTube channel, I can almost taste it. It tastes like blood, sweat, and tears. So I want you to go and hit the subscribe button before you've even seen this video, before you've even learned anything. I also want you to like this video before you even know whether this is good or not, because that's going to help me get a house and a cat this year. Where is it, Toby? You said you'd get it by now, but where is it? Anyway, frequency shifting. Most of you have already delved into the magic of SERUM 2, but a lot of my students have been using this feature, the Bode, all wrong. You're probably being like, this Bode thing seems cool, but I have no idea how to use it. Well, this video is for you, especially if you're a tarot producer, because we are going to be making some fat guns and then using this Bode frequency shifter to make them even fatter. So, what is a Bode frequency shifter? Well, have you read the manual? Might be a f***ing start. So let's have a look. Let's go menu and then hit read the manual. Pretty straightforward, isn't it? This is why I didn't do very well in America. This is how I treated everyone. Read the manual. What is a Bode frequency shifter? The Bode, sounds so scary. Basically, it's like shifting all the frequencies up that isn't pitch shifting. It can make things sound weird. It's named after the electronic music and audio signals processing pioneer, Harold Bode. That was a fucking mouthful. Who the f is this guy? Let's have a look, shall we? Harold Bode. Oh my god, he's an unk. He is a dubstep unk, bro. Oh my god. He looks like Stephen Hawking, but all the processing is outside his body. Anyway, Steve Duda has beautifully made or plagiarized his invention called the Bode frequency shifter. I have a sawtooth wave right here. I know it already sounds like Skrillex, but we're not done yet. This is what it does. Now you're probably thinking, I've used frequency shifters before and they don't sound like that. That sounds like it's got an LFO on it. Well, Bode is kind of like two frequency shifters, one for the left and one for the right. And it's used for mainly lead synths, I guess, to kind of give this fluttery sort of thing, which is kind of cool. But it sounds like ass on a lot of things, so we're going to fix that today. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make a massive gun, and then we're going to use this Bode thing to really shift around all the frequencies to get even more variations. Sound design for me is about exploring and not knowing what you're going to get, and the Bode frequency shifter helps you achieve that happy accident that we're all looking for. So let's go and make our gun. Oh, just for the record, this is one I made earlier. But look at this. This is where I place the Bode frequency shifter. If I shift this up, I have access to loads and loads of different tones, and the sub bass stays the same, so you can get loads of different frequencies and loads of different ideas from your gun sound just by implementing this Bode. So let's go diving into it. Yes! Okay, first of all, I'm going to make my thing. I'm going to initialize this preset. Get the fuck. First thing we need to do is we need to go and get a nice wavetable. I use the Cymatics freebies. I have done for years. You can find them online. Let's go and choose something like this. Beautiful. LFO1 is going to be our main sort of characteristic timbre maker thing. God, LFO1 is going to control the filter and a lot of other things as well. This allows you to draw different things in LFO1 to get loads of different variations. This is how I've done synthesis for years. LFO1 goes on the wavetable oscillator. Wavetable position. Beautiful. Let's go and get our filter. This is really important for guns because it's going to focus on an area. And with guns, it starts with a high transient and then ends up low, kind of like a kick. So that's what we're going to do with the cutoff. Beautiful. Let's get that louder on the main. Cool. Let's go and process this. I've been loving the overdrive, as you probably know. Cool. So we could just stop here, but actually I have something for you guys. Introducing the ODDPROPHET toolkit. This is available down below. Lots of people have been asking me, where do you find those tonal pops in those previous videos? Where do you find all these layers? Well, I have created a massive pack of layers for you, and they have been extremely useful with the beta users that I've given this out to. They've said they can't get enough of this. Have a look. It's basically a gun building toolkit, but you can also use inside of SERUM too. So for example, I have all of these little transients that you can put on top of your guns. Beautiful. We also have some low ones as well. Absolutely fat. We also have some mid frequencies as well. Now, you could just put them all together, but it really works well inside of SERUM 2 with the spectral oscillator. Look at all these textures. Ah, it's a sound designer's dream, man. Now listen to all these transients you can put on top of your guns. Extremely bloody useful. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to take one of these low ones, I reckon. Something like this, and let's go and put that into the spectral, like this. You can use other samples as well. There's some on Spice that you can probably use. Love that. Right, let's go and add our splitter. Now, with tear-out guns, the main component that makes it sound like a tear-out gun is the convolver. And what we're doing here is we're splitting the frequencies from low to high. The reason why we do this is because we don't want to put all of our effects on the entire frequency spectrum. If you put Bode on the low frequencies like the sub, your sub bass is now frequency shifted out of key, and it sounds trash. We don't want that. The splitter is where it's at. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to choose the highs, and it's already split at 210 hertz for us. Let's go and add our convolver on. I'm going to choose something from the medium section, because if we have something too massive, it's just going to sound like a reverb. Let's choose something like vocal horn. Cool. We're going to raise the IR gain, which is this sample right here, so it's loud enough so we can hear it. Now it just sounds like it's in a cave. To make it not sound like it's in a cave, but get that massive sort of feeling, we're going to take the decay down. We've kind of got something very dissonant, but we're not really settled on all of these things because you can obviously just change. I might even choose a mid. Let's try one of these. I might even put this on the LFO like this. Cool. Let's add some compressor. I'm not going to have this all the way up. Not just compressing the very tops of it. I'm doing that by just changing the threshold, just so it's not so much. We need a sub bass as well, so I'm going to put this sub bass on. I'm going to put this direct out, like this, and let's go and put this down to 3. We also need this envelope, this LFO on envelope mode like this. We need some more distortion in here. We need some more girls in here. So with this spectral oscillator, you can bring up the scan to make this sample go a little bit faster. Now we're cooking. What if we put the drive up on this a little bit to get some more crunch? Actually, when I do that, we actually delete the spectral. That's the overdrive working there. You can change the size of this IR by just changing the size. You can change the tone of the IR by changing the size. That's just basically just stretching that IR sample out a little bit. I almost forgot, we need some pitch bends. So LFO2 is going to go on the matrix like this. And then we're going to go all the way down to global main tuning. And then we're going to make our little envelope like this. And then we're going to bring up the amount. I'm going to flick through some of these. I might even change this wavetable. Let's see what happens. I think we're cooking now, boys. If you want to have an even deeper tone, what you can do is you can actually go to the alt warp section of your wavetables and then bend it like this. And you get this really nice thick low end. What I'm going to do is actually going to get one of these high ones like this, and then put that in the noise oscillator like so. Let's see what happens if I do this. Oh shit, let's put this on envelope mode. Oh, we're cooking now, boys. We're cooking now. Don't worry, I will get to the Bode. Hold your fucking horses, man. Right, I think we've got some kind of gun here. I think that sounds really sick. Now, I'm going to get to the Bode. So, the Bode has 2 frequency shifters if it's on just the normal settings. One to the left and one to the right. Now, if I shift this up, nothing happens. Do you know why? It doesn't do anything because I haven't set the range. The range is telling you how much you want this to be frequency shifted up or down by. So if I move this up a little bit, you can start hearing it. But now you can hear it's kind of going left and right. It's got one frequency shifter going down and one going up. That sucks. I don't want that to happen. So this is the direction knob. Now, if you set the direction knob all the way over to the right, it just turns into a normal frequency shifter. Listen to this. That sounds sick. What if I bring this down? This one's needs a little bit of a LFO on it, right? Maybe? I might just put this one as another spectral oscillator, to be honest. Okay, I think what we should do is add some distortion. It's an interesting gun, but I don't really know. Hang on, what does this blur knob do? Well, this blur knob adds a little verb, a blurry verb that can be modulated to create chorus and wild flutter effects. Do you know what? It sounds like another convolver. Have a listen to this. It almost softens the transient on these guns, making it sound a little bit softer. Could be really cool. Okay, we're getting there now, boys. I really like what I've done here. It took a bit of time, but we managed to get something cool. And that's just by changing some of the pitches around. Okay, that's got a really nice texture on the top. What I'm going to do is go and get this equalizer. Ah, yeah, look, we don't have enough high end. What if I bring this up now? Okay, I've got that. What if I change this up now? So, if you're noticing that a lot of the low end is getting taken out when you frequency shift it, you can always change the splitter position. So, if you bring it up to like 300, a lot of that low end comes back because it's not being frequency shifted anymore. But obviously, you can automate all of these as well. So what happens if I put LFO2 on the shift? What if I change some of these things up? What about if I get this? Yeah, see, this is the thing, right? Now I've got all of these samples. I can literally just link in the description, boys. I put you on. Ah, disgusting. Yeah, I'm saving that. Wow. But yeah, I mean, also the Bode is really, really good for sustains as well. So for example, if I really like this sound, you can get loads and loads of different tones by just shifting up the frequency. What happens if I do this? I'm going to get an LFO, and I'm going to put it on the frequency shifter like this. And what I'm going to do is make it go up and down really fast. Basically, FM. Just say I'm the best sound designer on YouTube. Just go into the comments and say, you're the best. Take my money. All these presets that I just saved will be included, and then a few more, inside this ODDPROPHET toolkit, which you can get at Tower and Tempest below. I'm trying to save up for a house and a cat this year. It'd be really, really cool if you could support me. Also, I genuinely think for about £10, this is literally the greatest steal of all time, because it's something that I genuinely would use in a lot of my tunes and a lot of my sound design. So yeah, if you want to consider helping me, be supportive. But yes, the main thing about this lesson, you turn the range all the way to a point where you don't want it to go any higher, but then the direction is where you want to go. I didn't really touch on the width, delay, and speed because those things kind of are more about the lead synthy sort of side. They don't really help with actual dubstep bass sound design, to be honest. It's kind of not really, I haven't found a use for them yet. But who knows, maybe I could make a YouTube video where we discuss all of those knobs too. But until then, the blur, the shift, and the range, but the direction always shifted over to one side, you're going to have a great time if it's inside the splitter. Thank you so much for watching. I love you all. You are the best. You're the best fan base I could ever ask for. I love you so much. Love you. See you later. Goodbye forever. No, see you next week.